What's up, KMA land? It's Derek Martin here with another version of the Wednesday Word. The Wednesday Word, of course, if you are not familiar with it, is a new feature here on KMA. Last week I talked with Nick Pittman from East Mills. The word was greatness. Greatness, Nick Pittman, greatest sprinter in the history of the Corner Conference. Today, we turn our attention to a different part of the track world, the toughest race in all of the races, the 400-meter hurdles. And the thing about the 400 hurdles is it's a very tough race, so as you might expect, folks from KMA land are pretty good at it. There are three fantastic 400 hurdlers, more than three, but we're focusing on three today. Kevin Herrick of Fremont-Mills, Tucker Colgitt from St. Albert of Council Bluffs, and Derek Jones from Glenwood. Three guys that at some points in this season had the top time in their class. Herrick has now had the third fastest time in Class 1A. Tucker Colgitt does have the fastest time in 2A. Derek Jones, as we might expect, has the fastest time in Class 3A. Our word today that we're focusing on is what it takes to run in this 400-meter hurdles. The word, guts. And here's my interview with those three young men. Kevin, first of all, talking a little bit about the 400 hurdles here with three of the top 400 hurdlers in the entire state. Tell us a little bit about how you got started in this event. I know when you were a freshman, you were a distance runner. How the heck did you get to the 400 hurdles?
They just put me in them sophomore year and told me to run fast and turn left. So. And
since then, you've had so much improvement. I mean, last year, I think you ran like a minute at the state track, man. We don't want to touch on that subject too much, but tell us about your improvements and how you've been able to do that. Talking with you earlier, you said it's not about technique. You maybe just got faster?
Yeah, I guess, and worked on hurdle form a lot more.
What's the secret 400 hurdles for you as far as, like I said, you had one of the fastest times in Class 1A. At one point, you were the fastest until yesterday, but tell us what's the secret for you?
Don't have one. Just run.
What about the fact that these three guys, or you and these two guys here, is there something in the water around Southwest Iowa that works well with 400 hurdles, or what? I mean, it's pretty unbelievable that you guys in a 30-mile radius, three of the top times. What do you say to that? I know Jones and Colgitt, two guys that you've watched and ran against.
Yeah, there's probably something in the water.
Something in the water. All right, let's move on to Derek Jones, Glenwood's superstar 400 hurdler. You finished second at Drake Relays this year, second last year at the state track meet, third at Drake last year, yeah, and third as a sophomore in the 400 hurdles at state. What's it going to take to get a first place out of you?
I got to run my best, that's for sure. I know kid that beat me last year's back, Raheem, got to hit all my steps and beat him after the last hurdle.
I know talking with you last year in the little feature we did here last year, you talked about your technique was nowhere near perfect, we'll say it that way. What have you been doing to improve that? You've said you've gotten a lot better this year.
Yeah, I finally gave in to counting my steps because I went 3 years with that not working for me, and so I finally just alternate, go over with my left leg now. I used to just go over right and stutter bad, and so now I count 14 steps, and till the end I usually do 15 over the last one, but that's definitely made the biggest improvement.
And you said you worked with somebody, a fantastic hurdler in his own right, Mike Godbout from Red Oak?
Yeah, definitely. He's helped me out a lot. Just in the summer especially, I was doing just a few like USA track and field meets, and he was helping me learn to go over with my left and count my steps, and then this winter he gave me some workouts, so yeah, definitely big shout out to him.
Pretty exciting stuff this past offseason as well for you, and the fact that you signed on with Iowa State University and going to run track there next year. Which, like I said earlier, they're gonna let you run the 400 hurdles. You said, I hope so. And they're not gonna turn you into a miler or anything, are you?
Yeah, no. He's already said, like, he's asked me if I've run any 800s before, but he already said I wouldn't even do that most likely. So should be running mostly the same stuff in high school.
And Tucker Colgitt, this is kind of new to the 400 hurdles this year as a junior. Tucker, you now have the fastest time in Class 2A. You said last year you ran it one time, and now this year you have the fastest time in 2A. What's that all about?
I got to give it to my coaches. They pushed us really hard in the off season and during the beginning of the season, and Coach put me in it once this year, and I didn't drop the best time, but I wasn't really fresh, and then he put me in it again, and I ran a pretty good time, so they decided to keep me in it.
I'm talking with Kevin there. He said he raced against you earlier this year, but since then you've just been lowering your times each and every time out. I guess learning the technique, learning the race, or what's the story there?
Yeah, I learned some of the technique. I just try and get over the hurdle fast and increase my speed in between the hurdles. I mean, I'm not counting my steps like Jones is, but working hard and practice and all that kind of stuff kind of adds up. So
Jones is a guy that you've raced against this year a couple of times, and seeing a guy that's kind of seasoned in the event. What's that like running against a guy like him?
It's crazy, man. He's really fast, but it's good for me. It pushes me and makes me a better athlete, so I'm glad that I got the chance to run against him.
Last year, you ran the anchor on the 4x800 meter relay team, won the state championship. Heading into the track meet, as I mentioned, state track meet, heading into districts, I guess, you have the fastest 400 hurdle time. What would it be like for you to win a state championship on your own?
It would be special to me, but for the whole team in a whole, it would also do pretty good. I mean, we could have a good chance of placing pretty well up at state, and me getting that first place helps us get a lot of points, so it'd be good for the team all around.
Still running 800s?
No, not this year. Not running 800s.
I also got to ask you about this. Your brother couldn't run the 400 hurdles, could he?
No, I mean, he was okay. He wasn't the best at him, but he was decent, not too bad.
He had the mind, though, right? I mean, he's smart. He got this mind, and you got the athleticism.
Oh, he's pretty smart, man. His technique is really well. He was a shuttle hurdle guy, and he had a great technique over the hurdles. He wasn't the fastest, but his form was awesome. So.
And what about Coach? Your dad, Coach Colgitt. Could he run the 400 hurdles right now?
I don't know. He's losing a lot of weight. He might be able to run the 400 hurdles. So.
Yeah, I saw him. He does look really good. 400 hurdles is probably next for him. Talk a little bit, and I'll go back down the line here. We'll start with you, but goals for you as far as the district goes on Thursday. I know you've got 400 hurdles is a big one for you, but talk about overall what you're going to be looking to do.
Coach has me in the shuttle hurdle, and we're looking to drop a pretty good time, get those guys to state. I like to get more of my teammates to state, and then the 400 hurdles, I'd like to get a good time, so I got a good place up at state, and then our 4x4, we're 2 seconds off the school record, so we're looking to maybe drop a good time, get close to that, and hopefully break it when we get to state.
You guys, goals for you, like at state, as far as team-wise? I know you mentioned you guys could probably get some pretty good points with those relays. You got a lot of great athletes there.
Yeah, we have a good chance to place high. It's going to be a long shot for us to win state, but it's not out of reach, and I think we have a chance to do it. So
2A going to be a little tougher, a little different this year than running. Obviously, it's different, but as far as looking at schools and times and stuff, what's that look like?
Yeah, last year 1A there was one or two teams who had good relays here and there, but in 2A, I mean, there's a lot of good teams who drop a lot of good times, and a lot of teams are fighting for first or second or third up at state, so it's going to be a tough one for us.
All right. Tucker, move on here to Derek. Nice name, by the way, Derek. Your goals for Thursday. I know 400 hurdles is obviously the big one, but you've got a couple other things in the sandbox, I guess.
Yeah, one of my goals definitely would be, I haven't been running as well in the Open 4, and I want to get a good time, maybe a PR. That'd be pretty impressive this year, considering I haven't even come close. But that, and then pray for no one getting hurt, no one false starting, and hoping we can qualify the medley without me in it, and then just run like we usually do in the 4x4 to get qualified.
So you're telling me you wouldn't be able to go 400 hurdles to the medley?
I might be able to, but not worth it. No, I don't think.
Definitely not at a district track meet. The one thing I was mentioning earlier, though, for you got a 53 flat last night there in Shenandoah handheld time, but it's just think what you maybe could have done with a full season to work with. I mean, it's probably been a frustrating year for you and everybody else.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating. I mean, especially with my Open, I guess, but with the 400 hurdles, yeah, who knows? I mean, it's just been really cold. It affects your workouts and practice. It affects your meets. So
2 years ago as a sophomore, you were on the state championship team at the obviously the state track meet. Is that a goal this year? Is that something you guys could pull off?
Yeah, definitely. It's at the top of our list. Thursday for districts. One of our other goals right under that is to win all our home meets, and so far we've done it. And districts is here this year, so that's just adds another one we got to win. But state track meet would be huge.
Definitely. Let's move back to Kevin here. See if he's got that cat off of his tongue here in a little bit. Talk to me about your goals coming up on Thursday and what you're going to be running in. Take us through the big event for you.
Well, the 400 lows is the main event I want to qualify in, which hopefully I do. I'm also high jumping and shuttle. Hopefully we can get to state in the shuttle. And I'm running the Open 4, I think. So.
And I know I just mentioned with Derek there, from going from the medley to the hurdles, that was something you guys really considered and something you had tried today, which is a Tuesday at practice today. Tell us about that and how that all went.
That was horrible. It was very difficult to do. And it had 5 minutes in between, and just couldn't run fast enough.
And coach said you had to run a 53 or something like that. And what was the goal there?
In the distance med, I was a 56 after running the lows, so
couldn't do it.
Nope.
Well, maybe a possibility if you don't qualify in your other events, you'll be an alternate there. Team-wise for you guys, I know you mentioned the shuttle hurdle relay is a big one for you. It's something you guys, Fremont-Mills, has been going to a lot of years in a row. I guess how's that look for you this year?
It's different. I haven't ran it very often, but we had to replace 3 people, and we've done a pretty good job of that, I think. So.
Yeah, the shuttle is new to you, definitely. You're used to running in the circle, but tell us how you got into that shuttle hurdle relay thing.
They told me to go time it one day, and I was freaking out about it. I was nervous, and I just asked Clayton and Dylan how to do it, and they just told me. I just went. And
didn't you have a rough beginning to it?
Yeah, it was not fun.
You hit about all of the hurdles, didn't you?
Yep.
But you're doing a lot better now. You're running third on that, aren't you?
Sometimes, yeah. Last night I ran second.
Well, we wish you guys all the best of luck. If you guys all want to come together here, get all of us in here. These guys right here, 400 hurdlers. He had the top time in 1A recently, and now has one of the best times. Top time in 3A, top time in 2A, all within a 30-mile radius in southwest Iowa here. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and thanks a lot for being with me here, guys, even though Tucker was an hour late.